How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Keeping the Faith podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Fuentes. This is my co-host, Edgar Martinez.
Hello. So for today's topic, we decided to call it, Is God Arrogant and Egotistical? That's the topic for today, and I do want to welcome you to today's podcast. It's been a few weeks since we've posted a video or a podcast episode, so we had a few vacations, so we're back and ready and with all the power charged up to continue this ministry. So let's go ahead and get started. So for today's topic, as I said, it's about that question that arises, and some Bible readers wonder why God seems so to crave praise and to seek his own glory. Critics note that in certain passages, God seems arrogant, exhibiting anything but the humility he expects from humans. So the question becomes, how should Christians reply to this arrogance charge? And let's go ahead and check this out. So an understanding of pride and humility helps, because pride involves having an overblown view of self. And you can check Romans 12:3 and Galatians 6:3-4. Humility involves having a realistic assessment of self. It knows weaknesses and sin, but also strengths and skills. A world-class pianist who denies her abilities has false humility. True humility, and not to be confused with pride, acknowledges abilities but accepts them as gifts from God. And you can check 1 Corinthians 4:4. Moreover, humans can take pride in certain things rightly insofar as they understand blessings as flowing from God's grace. 2 Corinthians 7:14, 2 Corinthians 9:3-4, and 2 Corinthians 10:17. They should boast in nothing, however, except the cross of Christ. Galatians 6:14. Importantly, God is not proud. He has a realistic, unexaggerated view of himself. By definition, he is intrinsically good, worship-worthy, and the greatest conceivable being. He doesn't think of himself more highly than he ought. This point, however, inevitably leads to three related questions. And let's check them out. First, if he did not do so for the sake of person ego boasting, why did God make humans in his own image? The answer is that God was simply spreading the blessings inherent in himself. Humans share in some of his divine qualities like relationality, creativity, and moral agency. These gifts express God's generosity at work. Humans share in the privilege and responsibility of ruling creation with God. Galatians 1:26-28. The second question is, why does God demand worship? Just as humility is rooted in reality, so is worship. God has placed eternity within humanity. Ecclesiastes 3:11. Man and woman are designed to find satisfaction in God, who alone is worthy of utter trust and devotion. Placing devotion elsewhere is in fact foolish. It harms humans and leaves souls shriveled and unsatisfied. And you can see Jeremiah 2 verse 13. Worshipping the one true God is to be in touch with reality, acknowledging the proper order of things. And finally, the third question is posed. Why does God seek praise? Some ask this to point to suppose pathetic insecurity in the Creator. But Scripture is clear that God doesn't need human praise or anything else. Psalms 50:11, Romans 11:34-36. A closer reading of the Bible reveals that God does not typically command praise. Rather, Throughout the Word, fellow creatures called one another to acknowledge God's worship. C.S. Lewis said, "All enjoyment spontaneously overflows into praise. We delight to praise that what we enjoy." Praise expresses but also completes the enjoyment. Scripture indicates that God is humble. Though high and exalted, God dwells with the lowly, Isaiah 57:15 and Psalms 111, 5-6. Jesus himself is gentle and humble in heart, Matthew 11:27-29. He came to serve and to lay down his life for humans, Micah 10:45, Luke 22, verse 27. Indeed, the incarnation remains the height of self-humbling. The Lord stepped into our world and died in a humiliating death on the cross, Philippians 2:6-8. God is neither arrogant nor egotistical. So there you have it, folks. God is not arrogant. God is nothing close to that. So it is a great topic to go over. Of course, we can further expand, but for now, we're just going to leave it there. It's a short episode, hoping you like it. Hoping you can share this with your friends, with your family. As we said, and we continue saying that, and we'll continue to say that over and over again. We're in different platforms, so you can check us out in Spotify. You can check us out in YouTube, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, or Apple Music, I think it is. So you can check us out there. Also, we do have a Facebook page where we try to put encouraging Bible verses each day. So as I said in the beginning, we're back and we're going to continue to put all this great word that God has given us to share with the world. So do not be ashamed of the gospel, Romans 1:16. So go ahead and keep on preaching the gospel, which is what saves people. So God bless you, and see you next time. Keeping the faith.